Today, we have a real opportunity to achieve a comprehensive, peaceful settlement.
Here's proof there's definitely more than one way of looking at something.
That diplomacy opened up a new path toward a world that is more secure.
Late Saturday, 6 world powers reached a deal that would limit Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. And while those world powers celebrated, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called it a historic mistake. Haaretz reports the Prime Minister's office believes Iran will be allowed to continue to enrich uranium. Also troubling to Israeli officials, Iran keeps control of its centrifuges. And because Iran gets what it wants, which is an easing of sanctions that have so far crippled its economy, Netanyahu says Iran essentially got what it wanted without really having to give anything up. When asked for reaction, Israel's foreign minister told Israeli media, quote, "All options are on the table." So, at least within the Israeli government, there's general consensus the Iranian deal within the P5+1 is a bad one. But contrast that to an opinion piece from Ynet News, which calls the deal a reasonable agreement if this is truly the interim deal Western officials have called it. In fact, a White House fact sheet on the deal calls it a first step and notes it's only in effect for 6 months as officials work toward a more permanent deal that would completely disarm Iran. Which brings us back to that Ynet News piece, which explains the real fear in Israel is that the deal becomes a permanent one and allows Iran to very slowly continue development of a nuclear explosive device. Iran has reportedly agreed to so-called intrusive monitoring of its nuclear program as part of the deal, and despite its opposition to the deal, there's little at this point Israeli officials can do. Polls show a little less than half of Israelis support a strike against Iranian nuclear facilities. And without U.S. support, that number drops to less than 40% support. For Newsy, I'm Christina Hartman.